What's up guys, Brian with NeverState.com, and what a lot of you already know is that I have nationals coming up, so that's what you see a lot of my training moving towards. However, what many of you do not know is that I have Maryland's Strongest Man 2 weeks after nationals. That does not leave a lot of time to train for it. However, I am fortunate enough that a lot of the events do mimic each other, so hopefully that training will cross over a little bit. Maybe. Hopefully. Now at Maryland's Strongest Man, we have a carry medley. The first part is a yoke for 50 feet at 750 pounds. You drop that, you run over to a frame that weighs 665 pounds, pick that up and carry it to 50 feet back. Time stops when you cross the line. It's gonna be challenging. And yesterday, one of the athletes at my gym made this awesome frame that we're lucky enough to be training with. So thank you so much, it's definitely gonna come in handy. Anyway guys, it's time to get after it, so I will catch up with you right back here after the workout footage for the video recap. Let's go. What is happening, people, and welcome to the commentary section of this video. So as I stated earlier, this is my Monday where I was working nothing but the carry medley for Maryland's Strongest Man. And a very interesting fact about me, what you're about to see is the very first frame carry of my entire life. 2 years ago at Maryland's Strongest Man, we had a frame pick and hold, which I held for approximately 5 seconds maybe. I really can't remember because I'm trying to forget it. At this stage of my training, I'm really not supposed to be hitting anything too extremely heavy. I'm staying around 80% or so, so my heaviest yoke walk of the day I believe was 720, and my heaviest frame that I actually completed the 50 feet was only 620, which is a PR because I've never done frame before, so it is by default. However, that's about 45 pounds off the contest weight, so I'm going to have to step up that game a lot. Other than that, my Monday was nothing but assistance work, which really isn't that interesting to watch, so I brought you here till Wednesday where I was doing the log overhead press. Now, very much like the carry medley on Monday, at this stage I'm really not pushing that hard. I probably have another 2 weeks of kind of limbo zone, and then I try to hammer it so that I can get as strong as possible, then taper off so that I can peak for the competition. That's why you're seeing all my weights hovering just below the contest level. Right now it is 100% about technique. If I was pushing too hard and redlining it all the time, I would either number one hurt myself or number two show up weak as a kitten because I peaked too early before nationals. Which brings us to this awkward moment where I seem really angry about something. I think the most likely answer is burrito withdrawal. Anyway, back to the workout. So, like I said earlier, I'm just working up to 80% on the log for a couple sets of triples. I ended up doing 4 triples at 275, which you're going to see here in a couple minutes. Between my log presses, I was getting those Atlas stone carries, which are not very interesting to watch, and I just look like a pregnant woman stumbling around, and these sledgehammer swings, which, believe it or not, this is the actual speed. There's a lot of anger inside this little ginger body. So before anyone asks the question in the comments down below, no, I did not speed that up. That's just the rate that I swing that hammer. Believe me, when I looked at it on video, it's a lot more impressive there than it is in real life. Plus, you have to consider that I grew up in a house that was heated with a wood stove, so I've been splitting wood for the majority of my life. It's not really that I'm that much faster, I've just done it a lot more than most people. Which finally brings us to the conditioning for the day, where I was doing 5 muscle ups directly into 5K clean and presses. And I did this for a couple rounds, but to be completely honest, it wasn't my lungs hurting so bad as it was my hands. I guess that frame stressed some areas that normally don't get stressed during farmer's walks or deadlifts or whatever else I normally do to my hands, because they were sore going into Wednesday when I taped that deadlift video, so much so that I really didn't like the deadlifting. And then today with the sledgehammer swings and these muscle ups, my hands are a mess. But I thought you guys might enjoy it while laughing at my pain. I do really appreciate you guys watching the video. Stay tuned because I recap the whole thing, talk a little bit about nationals coming up, as well as how the weight cut's going. But I do really appreciate you guys hanging this far into the video. Alright guys, video recap. So Monday was that yoke walk, frame carry kind of medley, which is pretty hard. I didn't get as heavy as I really wanted to, but to be completely honest, that's the first time I've ever carried a frame in my life. And my little short T-Rex arms might be good for pressing, but they're not so great for the frame. What are you gonna do? But the frame itself is built awesomely, the balance is great, I am a massive fan. Then today's Wednesday, the intro was from Monday, outro Wednesday. Where my main strength movement was the log press, where I worked up to 85% and hit a couple sets of triples. You guys also saw me get really angry at a tire and carry an Atlas stone. Probably should have been an axe murderer. Anyway, we are some weeks out from nationals at this point, and I'm pretty excited about it. The weight cut is going decently. I'm down about 10, 12 pounds, depending on when I want to weigh myself, which is a really good place for me to be at this time. Thank you guys so much for the positive response to the deadlift video yesterday. That was a lot of work. Believe it or not, I started taping that at 11 a.m. and literally stopped editing it at about 9 p.m. I need to get faster at this. But I am very excited about all the new subscribers. Thank you guys very much for doing that, and welcome to the channel. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for watching. Keep working hard, be nice to each other, and I will catch up with you later in the week.